Hello. I'm going to do a video about tips for first-time con-goers for anime conventions. I got a message from someone actually asking for some first-time con-goer advice, so I hope you see this. I will reply to your message when I upload this telling you I made a video. So yeah, I hope I'm helpful. I thought it'd be easier for me to make a video than to type out a long response, and I thought it might be helpful to other people. So yeah. I guess just kind of go into the basics. I don't know if you're going to a big con or small con or something, but really all these rules would apply, or this advice would apply to big, small conventions, and some are maybe more age specific, like if you're younger, but, now, cosplaying is always a plus. I cosplayed at my first convention. The only thing I would say about that is make sure it's something comfortable. Your first cosplay, something comfortable. Make sure it's something that you can get done before your con. Either you're buying your costume or making it. Make sure you can get all the parts, the wig, your costume, shoes, etc., in time. And make sure it's comfortable. Make sure you practice posing in it. Get a feel for the character. So yeah, and if you've cosplayed before, even if you haven't gone to a convention, that's probably nothing new to people. So if you cosplay already, not a big deal. But other than that, just make sure you get a feel for wearing it and stuff. Like I went as Undertaker from Kuroshitsuji from my first convention. Now I did cosplay only Saturday, so you can cosplay all day. I don't really think it make a big difference. The only difference is people are going to talk to you more. I think it's more fun cosplaying. But if you do want to, like, just your first day don't cosplay, kind of get a feel for it, then the second day cosplay. Yeah, and then the third day if you feel like it, if you are going to be there the third day, cosplay again. Or don't, But, yeah, I went as Undertaker and almost passed out a couple times. So, yeah, be careful. I also went as Misa Misa one evening, just for fun, and that was a lot more comfortable, so that's something I would suggest, doing something comfortable. Yeah. Now, getting ready for your con is always, make a checklist. Like, write down everything you need for your costume, for your regular clothes, absolutely anything you will need, like, toothbrush, toothpaste, hairbrush, wig brush, blah blah blah. Make sure you have everything on a checklist so the night before you can get it all together. And make sure you have normal clothes, plenty of normal clothes, because you don't want to be in cosplay the whole time. And in case, for I suggest like eating and stuff if you can. I mean, like if you come back to your hotel or whatever, you can change to eat if you're gonna eat something kind of messy, because you don't want to get anything on your costume. So just make sure that you have a checklist of everything you need. Make sure you think about it a while, and so. Also, something I forgot about cosplay, if you're wearing a skirt, either you're a girl or you're cosplaying, whatever, you're wearing a skirt, don't be afraid to wear shorts under it, because, skirts move. It could be windy. Some photographer could be a creeper. You could maybe not intentionally, you pose in a certain way and you can see up your skirt. Shorts are always a good thing. Because not all photographers are going to be nice enough to say, hey, your panties are showing. Can I retake it? Some photographers might be nice enough, but not all of them are. So, yeah, wear shorts under your skirts. Now, next would be money. Your hotel and badge. Now, if you live close enough to your con, you don't need to get a hotel. I don't do that for Anime Zing, but for ACEN, I need a hotel. The best thing is get a group of people to go with you, and split the cost of the hotel. That's always right, because hotels can kill you, especially if they're in big cities. They can be expensive. And keep in mind, I've had some issues. I'm 20, and everyone else in my group is like either 19 or 20. I don't think we have anyone younger. We might, but so we don't have any 21-year-olds in our group. And some of the hotels we want to stay at need a 21-year-old to check you in or be in your group. So make sure you really look into your hotel. And make sure, if you have someone older going with you, they can check you in, or a parent or someone can come up and check you in. It's weird. Just don't. I would suggest just make sure you really look into your hotel. And make sure you look into a hotel as soon as you can, because sometimes places can run out of rooms. Your badge, I cannot stress this enough. Pre-register. If you're going to a small con, it cannot be as big of a deal, but you never know. Pre-register. Go to your con's website and pre-register, because lines suck, especially for big conventions. My first year, I did not pre-register, and the lines were hell. We went up Friday. The second year I went last year, I pre-registered for pickup. I just pre-registered, but I didn't have it sent to me. I did pre-register a little late though, but either way, I pre-registered, didn't have it sent to me. The lines weren't quite as bad, but they still sucked. I mean, but we did go up the day early to pick up, so that does kind of help. I mean, I didn't miss anything, it was Thursday. But this year, I pre-registered, and I'm gonna have it mailed to me. It's like $2 for shipping, at least for ASIN. It's probably not gonna be that expensive for shipping. At Zing, I'm probably gonna pre-register just for the heck of it, but I might just do pickup. Because the con is right in Davenport, so yeah. Now for merchandise like figures, manga, plushies, cards, blah blah blah, etc., etc. Think about what you want. I know it might be difficult because you're thinking, I've never been to a convention, I don't know what's there. Go to your con site. They might have a list of dealers and artists and stuff. Keep in mind there are gonna be artists there who do fan art, who there's great prints, buttons. I have a lot of buttons I got at conventions. Grell, Haruhi, Jigglypuff. This one says, I went to ASIN and all I could afford was this button. A Pokeball. What else on here do I have from cons? I have that one's a Manpower, it's a band. I think that's all I have from cons on here. The rest are like, oh, and there's an iShine button. The rest are just, oh, and Sailor Moonshine. I love that so much. A lot of other ones are just bands, but I like buttons. Buttons are always usually really cheap, and some artists make some really cool buttons, so that's a thought. Plushies can be really overpriced. Now, I bought a Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho, a Kurama plushie. I should have brought him downstairs, but he's upstairs. And he was like $7, I think. I think I only paid like $7 for him. Now, I'm sure I could search and dig online and find one cheaper, but the local place, FYE, sells plushies for like $12, and I've never seen a Kurama there. So keep in mind, check around, see if you can find stuff cheaper. Otherwise, don't spend $50 on a plushie that is quite common. There are rare plushies. I mean, I've seen rare plushies that are expensive. And if you're willing, like, I want a Mew plushie, and I had one that was $50, and I almost bought it because Mew is my favorite Pokemon. And I was cosplaying Mew at the time. But, keep in mind, things can be expensive, but sometimes they're worth it. Sometimes they're worth it, sometimes they are not. So, manga can be really cheap at conventions. But manage your money well. Bring only the amount of money you're wanting to spend, and then if you have plastic, bring it for an emergency. Like I have a debit card, I'll probably withdraw all the money that I want to spend, and then bring my debit for like an emergency or something. Or for food. I might just use it for food. And that comes to the next one. Food. You need to eat. I know a lot of convention goers like to spend as little money on not convention things as possible. Yes. Just find a McDonald's or other fast food in the area that you can go to a dollar menu, get something cheap. Bring ramen and other snacks. I brought granola bars because they're great for, quick breakfast, and also to have as a snack on you. Eating is important, especially if you're in a heavy or hot costume. And water. Don't buy water there, bring a water bottle. If you have a tea maker, you can boil water in that for ramen. If your hotel has a microwave, you could do that. I know I met a girl at ASIN, and she had a cooler mini fridge thing that you could plug into a car, like a car lighter adapter, and then the wall. So she said she got it like $50 at Walmart, so you can find stuff like that. My friend has a little water boiler. You plug into the wall and it boils water. We made that for ramen. But otherwise, just bring snacks. Bring food if you don't want to spend a lot of money on food. My group usually split for pizza like one night, but it usually doesn't cost us a lot of money. So yeah, eat. Make sure you eat. It's important. Convention food is expensive. If there's a concession stand or a food court thing connected to your con, it's usually expensive. So be wary. You don't have to eat there. You can find other stuff. Don't just jump right on that. Unless you really want to spend the money. Now people. There are different types of people at conventions. If you cosplay, keep in mind you're going to have your photo taken. But also, if you're on the other end, if you're taking pictures of cosplayers, be nice to the cosplayers. If a cosplayer says you don't want you to take a picture of them at the time, respect that. Sometimes cosplayers will go to the bathroom, they're on the way to a panel, they're maybe late for masquerade, they are eating. Just if you ask, hey, can I get your picture? And they should be nice. If they're rude, then they're rude. Don't bother with them. But if they're nice and say, hey, sorry, I'm running to this panel, or I gotta go to the bathroom, you can be like, okay, be like, hey, are you gonna be cosplaying this character later? Could I catch you later or whatever? And they'll probably be nice enough to answer you, and you can move on. But also, if people are rude to you, just brush it off. But also be polite. If someone does ask for a picture, you're running late for something, be polite and tell them, that you can't, and when they can catch you later. There are creepers, again, with a skirt, shorts and a skirt. If anyone is really following you or being creepy, find convention staff and get rid of them. Always be with a group of people, because that can help. Especially if you're like a girl or you're a guy playing a really popular character. There can be fangirls, and they're scary. Glomps are not okay. Keep in mind, if you get glomped or you glomp other people, always ask for permission if you glomp other people, because it can hurt your costume. Hugs and stuff are always fine. Just always ask before touching people, because trust me. And if anyone tries to glomp you, you need to, you can just push them off of you, because they don't need to be glomping you. They can hurt people and stuff like that. But if anyone creeps on you, find convention staff right away. Then there are going to be normal people who are just going to talk to you and be nice. Just be, whatever. And then there's going to be staff. Be nice to the staff. Because, leave a good impression on them. Because you want, them to think anime people are good. And they're going to want to keep helping out with the conventions. Con rules. Keep in mind, conventions have rules. Different cons have different rules. Some have rules with props and costumes, how big things can be. Look up your convention site. They'll have a list of their rules. Pretty much most of the time, if it's one of those, if it's illegal outside the con, it's illegal in the con. Also, I suggest if you are young, and you're like under 16, have a parent with you. I know that, not all young kids are irresponsible, but it's also going to be good, because then if you get in any trouble or there's any issues, you can help it. But also, if you are younger, guys, remember, conventions are still real life. Being a hyperactive fangirl, if you wouldn't do it on the street, don't do it at a convention. I know it can be overwhelming and fun, but it's still real life. And remember when to turn it off and on. I suggest being with a group of people, even when you're older. Like me, I'm 20 and I'm still going with a group of people. I would never go by myself, just because. So yeah. I think that covered generally everything. This is really long, and I do apologize. But, I wanted to get this done. If there are any questions from anyone, please let me know. Just the best thing is go to your convention's site. All conventions have a website, and cosplay.com can be so helpful. I cannot stress that enough. Just go to cosplay.com. I might put a link to my cosplay.com down there, but cosplay.com can be helpful, because they're going to have tutorials, and forums have tons of reviews and stuff for sites. But yeah, I hope I was helpful, and I will talk to everyone later. So, bye.